Hello and welcome. I'm Daniel.
I'm Andrew. We're brothers, and this is the Daniel and Andrew Show,
where we give our opinions about movies and TV and movies about other movies, but they're the prequels to those movies of movies I didn't care about. So, Andrew, how you doing today?
I'm good. How about you?
I'm doing all right. I had a full day. I went to the old doctor because, never had skin problems in like 24 years. And then last couple years, just like skin problem after skin problem. So I went there, the old doctor today, to talk about all of them. So that was fun. And now, and then I went and saw the movie that we're going to talk about. That was like almost 3 hours long. And then I'm back here to talk with you. How was your week?
It was good. Been watching a few things here and there. I did finish Loki.
Yes. What did you think?
I thought it was pretty good. This had a good payoff, so you must have liked it.
Yes, it finally had a payoff. Something they've not been able to do recently. And Loki season 2 was far superior to the Marvels.
Oh yeah, for sure.
We should have talked about Loki season 2 instead of the Marvels, because that would have been more interesting. But it really comes down to that back half of the season. The first half of the season was a little.
Episode 3 was terrible and amounted to absolutely nothing. Episode 3 is like they're in the town, the old-timey town, and they're wearing like top hats.
Yep.
And Renslayer and the guy, and they're like fighting who's his girlfriend or something. It was so dumb.
Yeah, it was so weird. And then for the end of 4 is like, whoa, and then they fix that or whatever by the end.
All of that, and then like they just kill Renslayer like literally in a second, and they have this whole side plot with
spoilers, but yes.
Yeah, sorry, these are spoilers.
Well, we don't know for sure, but
Yeah, I mean, really, does any of this even matter now? We don't even know.
Well, yeah. So I think the good thing about it is yes, once again, this is just like completely spoilers here. They can just be done with Kang at the very end. They're like, we've got all those variants. We're keeping an eye on them, and the only one we were worried about was the one on the main Earth, which is the one from Ant-Man. So we got them in check, so we're good. So and that way they can move away from.
They can pivot into something else. Yeah.
And who knows? Maybe they shot a scene real fast and to get that squared away, because looks like they're going to move away from Kang completely, and just pretend like they didn't have a movie called Kang Dynasty going to come and everything, because the director has left. He's the guy who directed Shang-Chi. He left directing the movie. It's going to be called Avengers: The Kang Dynasty, and they're probably going to move away from that. There's probably something in the contract that said that Jonathan Majors has to play Kang, most likely, so they can't just recast it. So probably just going to move away from Kang, and they did it in this show pretty easily. So that's the good thing. And Loki had a pretty good ending, I think. Some people might be sad about it or whatever, but he's had the most interesting arc of any villain that the Marvel has ever had done, at least in the MCU. I wouldn't say, maybe outside the MCU probably had some more interesting villains.
That was a very interesting ending, and I liked how they looped it back to like the beginning and stuff.
Yes, that's what I liked, because I really liked the beginning of the first season, and then I liked the ending of the second season. Just all the middle part.
It's almost like if they had just took the first half of the first season and then the end of the second season and made that just one good season, and minus the King could have been there, but just made it all one season, it would have been much
So
better.
you mean like made one good movie and then didn't make two okay
Yeah.
seasons? Okay,
Yeah.
got it. Or an interesting miniseries that's long, like, like they're hour and a half episodes or something instead of
Yeah.
doing.
Well,
Yeah.
they did good. They did good for once.
Finally, they can end something correctly. It's been a while. And we could talk about other Marvel things that are probably going to go poorly soon enough. But yeah, I was very happy with Loki season 2, but that's because the ending was really good. So yeah, I needed you to see it first before we could talk about it, obviously. But yeah,
Yeah,
way better.
Yeah, because even watching, I had watched for the first 3 episodes.
Yeah.
And from episode 4, it takes such a drastic turn to what the
Completely.
beginning of the show was.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, exactly. I don't know. I love Owen Wilson. Underrated actor. He's a very good actor. I want to see him again. I don't know what they're going to do with it because they destroyed it and brought it back and manipulated it. And I don't know. It's still convoluted, still multiverse stuff. But it looks like they're going to move away from multiverse pretty fast. And probably just bring in X-Men and
I
stuff.
don't know if I'd say pretty fast. I mean, we've been down the road for quite a while now.
Well, a couple years, probably the Avengers movies or whatever would be it, I think. And then they'll never do that again. They'll be like, nah, didn't work. Let's not do that. Because you walk a thin line, even in that show. There's some bad stuff, and some really good stuff. So, but the score and the design, all the design work on that show is very good. It's always been good. I like that 50s aesthetic stuff anyway. I like Fallout and stuff like that. So, all right. So that was Loki season 2. I think it's funny. Last week I was like, well, we're doing very Marvel heavy. There's so much Marvel news that came out after last week. It's never ending. They're like, well, the strike's done. So they're like, here's all the castings in the world and, rumors and conjecture of is Kevin Feige going to be kicked out or whatever and all that crap. And then we had trailers for Marvel adjacent things and stuff like that. So let's talk about some trailers on the old train here. So speaking of Marvel, you got What If season 2, going to come out 9 days straight with 9 episodes starting on December 22nd. They're trying a new strategy there, including one that's going to be on Christmas episode. So I don't know why they would do it in the way that they're doing it over Christmas. I don't know if they think people are really going to drop what they're doing and be like, all right, time to watch this 30-minute episode, but maybe, I don't know. But yeah.
I think it's a cool idea, but yeah, I don't think anyone's going to watch on Christmas, but
yeah, it's an interesting idea. At least it'll come quickly and then you can kind of binge it pretty much, just every day.
Yeah, no, it's not. I don't think it's a bad idea, but
yeah,
I mean, I don't think anyone's gonna watch it anyways. So
yeah, well, I don't know. It's the first season is saying it was different. They're separate things, and then they all kind of coalesced in the end of the season. So, and it's probably gonna do the same thing for this one, and then that would also probably once again introduce a character that may or may not be in other Marvel things, at least for a cameo in live action. I think they're going to. It was and you see a little glimpse of it, like a Native American character they're going to debut in that show. That's not Echo. So we'll see how that goes. But that would be a new character that they bring in.
I can tell you, I'm pretty uninterested to watch What if we even are.
I fully agree. There's so much stuff coming out for the holidays. We have too many things to watch.
Yeah.
Even I think there's too many things to watch, because I like going and watching things, but man, there's so much stuff to watch. So yeah, What If season 2? What if? I guess what if I wanted to watch it? I guess it would be a good title for one of the episodes, because I don't really care. All right, talking about another mini series. Are you interested in Ted?
I wasn't really that big of a fan of the movies, but I watched the trailer and I mean, it was really short.
Yeah, really short. Yeah.
But it was funny.
Yeah, I like Ted, so I'm interested. And it is referential, and they're like trying to milk everything out of something.
I think Seth MacFarlane's extremely funny.
Yeah,
I think I'll probably give it a watch, just based off of the trailer.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm interested. I'll watch it. I think the first movie is really funny. Second one, not so much, but yeah, I'll definitely check it out. I was just curious what you thought. Speaking of curious what you thought, you told me that you thought the Pokemon, that stop motion Pokemon thing show, looked kind of weird. So what do you think about Chicken Run 2? What'd you think of that trailer?
I mean,
speaking of stop motion, from like the best stop motion company of all time.
Yeah, I mean, it is stop motion, but you can't even. It looks like it's just animated or something.
Yeah, claymation.
You really can't tell that it's stop motion. The Pokemon thing, you can clearly see it's stop motion.
Yeah, well, it's Aardman that is doing it, which is people did Wallace and Gromit, and the first Chicken Run. I couldn't remember anything else off the top of my head, for some reason. But yeah, they're like the gold standard. Leica's also pretty good. They did Kubo and the Two Strings and Coraline and stuff like that. But what do you think of the trailer for Chicken Run 2? I forgot what it was called, like Dawn of the Nuggets or something.
Yeah, no, that's right. I mean,
do you even care about the first one? Okay, I was wondering.
I liked it. I was also very young, and I mean, I don't care for it now, but they're kind of going for a nostalgia that for me, really wasn't there, but maybe for some other people it's there. And I couldn't even remember like the main characters or anything. I guess those are the main characters in the movie, but
well, the main character I think was a guy, and it was voiced by Mel Gibson, and he's not doing the voice this time because he's Mel Gibson. So and they're kind of pivoting away from them anyway. They're pivoting towards like their kids or whatever. So, but yeah. So, I thought it was look funny enough. It's for kids. So
yeah, just like a goofy kids movie. I'm sure it'll get some views.
Yeah, well, I like stop motion. I think I just like animation in general, so I'm fine with whatever. I know a lot of work goes into those movies, but I think Chicken Run was like kind of Chicken Run came out in like 2000, and that was like the movie that people were like, why aren't we nominating these movies for Oscars? And then because of Chicken Run, they created the animated feature category, which then was won by Shrek for the first time. But Chicken Run is the reason why they have an Oscar for animated movies. So hopefully they don't make a bad sequel to that movie. But yeah. Speaking of things that, anything has the chance of being good, And, you know, you don't go into things hoping they're going to be bad or think like you don't want them to be bad. But most signs point to Madam Web being terrible. Uh, um, the trailer came out for that. And, you know, if Venom and Morbius and the trailer for Craven points me to anything, it's that this movie is going to be bad. What'd you think of this trailer?
They need to get their Spider-Verse into the Spider-Verse team to make these movies or something, because whoever they got making these Madam Web and Morbius are just terrible movies.
Yeah, well, first of all, this movie, most of this movie is in this trailer. They give so much exposition dump in a trailer. It's crazy. So like, that guy was in the jungle with my mom before she died, and they were studying spiders. Like that, like that's not exactly the words that were said, but that is pretty much what the line was.
Pretty much, yeah.
And they're trying so hard to like be like, please come and watch this because it's tangentially connected to Spider-Man. I don't know how they can greenlight all these movies. After Morbius did so bad, I don't know how they could be like, let's, you know, Madam Web, keep going. Craven, move it back. We love it. It's going to be great. You know, Lion Power Man, that gets blood in him or something. Yeah, I don't get it. And they said this week that they're like, it's all going to culminate. All these people are going to come together for Spider-Man 4. And we're like, I was like, please don't do that. Stay away. Don't touch it. Like, I'm not even a huge fan. I'm not even the biggest fan of Tom Holland's Spider-Man, but geez, do not put him anywhere near these people. They're poison. Venom, if you will, to making that Spider-Man good. Don't touch the animated Spider-Man with them. Nothing. Don't, just leave it alone. It's so convoluted and weird, this trailer. And you see like there's like multiple Spider women, Spider Silk and whatever, and you know that they're only going to be in those costumes for like a dream sequence or like at the very end, like in a post-credit scene. There's no way that they're fighting like in those outfits all the time. No way.
Yeah.
I don't know. Oh man. I don't understand. And it's coming out in January, so yeah. Or February? No, February. This is like Valentine's Day. So I don't know why they're like, we'll move it to the, you know, Marvel's moved out of there. Let's put our crap in there. You know, like the Disney Marvel stuff's moved out of there. Let's move our crap into there.
Yeah, I don't think anyone's gonna see the movie anyway, so it'll probably just be another Morbius. Maybe it'll be something to cringe at.
Anyway, yeah, I don't know. Weird stuff. I like Dakota Johnson. She's actually pretty good. They put her in movies where her deadpan actually works, but this one is like, Peanut Butter Falcon's a really good movie. Should check that out. Anyway, all right, so let's get into everyone's favorite what segment, which is Andrew, do you care? Lots and lots and lots of news came out this week, and there's just too much to handle, so we'll just do a quick rapid fire and see if you care, and we'll talk about it if you care. All right, let's start with an easy one. Speaking of Madam Web, Venom 3 is in production. Do you care?
No.
All right, cool.
One note on that. I haven't seen either of them.
Okay, don't. We can move on. Because they're bad. So Frozen 3 hasn't even come out yet. But they said Bob Iger revealed that Frozen 4 is already in development. Do you care?
I never saw the second one.
All right. Cool. Second one, I think, was better than the first one. I thought it was actually pretty good. But it was also more like a musical than the first one. It was actually woven into the plot, not just like stop, sing song, to sell songs, and then back to the plot. You know what I mean? Other than Let It Go. Let It Go was the only one that was actually like kind of interwoven into the plot. So yeah. Anyway, cool. Let's see. Let's continue with these sequels. Thor 5 is still in development. Chris Hemsworth is definitely doing it. Do you care?
Yeah, I'll give it a watch.
Okay. I just don't know where they go with him at this point. And that would be the fifth one. I guess he has a kid.
Yeah, I mean, Thor 4 was pretty terrible, so they have obviously no idea what to do with him. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. Okay, well, you care a little bit, I guess.
Yeah, they could have did something interesting with like Valkyrie and stuff, but
yeah,
they just kind of kept it separate, and now they're not even really. I mean, I guess they know each other, but I don't know. Whatever. We'll see what they do.
Yeah, well, spoiler for the movie that we talked about last week, The Marvels. Valkyrie shows up and then just like goes away. Also for Loki, no Thor at all, and Loki just like, does his thing. You think like Thor might show up or something, but that
would have been cool. But the whole point of it is that his burden is not glorious, and it's not seen by anybody. That's the whole point,
I guess. But you know that Thor would could just show up and probably take him out of there or something. I don't know.
What, now you're a Loki fan and you want Loki back in the MCU or something?
No, I'm not really, but it's just weird. Like they're gods, and like Valkyrie's basically a god. Like they're just like hanging out. I don't know.
Well, I don't think Valkyrie is a god for what, but
yeah,
I wouldn't. Thor, yes, technically is a god, but I will say Loki now is the only one who's done something godlike.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I heard giving kids a bunch of kids powers goes over well. So, yeah. Anyway, yeah, I don't know.
I think a clown can do that or something.
Yeah, clown, red nose. We can continue with this MCU here. Steven Yeun has been cast in the MCU. Do you care?
As who?
His name is Sentry.
Never heard of him.
Yeah, exactly. It's just a like kind of Superman. He flies, and I think he has like energy powers of some sort. I don't know. It's just another kind of generic superhero.
I have started watching Invincible. And I've been liking that show. So.
Oh, okay.
I doubt it's anything like that. But
you've been hanging out with Omni-Man and the rest. I don't. Yeah. All I know is Omni-Man, from what I can remember of one episode of Invincible. I don't know. I didn't get into Invincible, but why did that come up in your head? Just you didn't know.
He plays the young guy. He plays Omni-Man's son.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay, well then that makes sense. Yep, yeah. Steven Yeun's been good since The Walking Dead, and there's a movie he was in a couple years called Minari, where he got nominated for an Oscar. Yeah, I like Steven Yeun, so I'm cool with him doing whatever. All right, so you care a little bit. the Fantastic Four cast will probably be revealed soon because they're gonna be in production in January, from what I understand. So that would mean they would be cast at some point. We still do not have a definite cast, but the rumor is Pedro Pascal may be Reed Richards. Do you care?
I don't think he's a bad actor in any way or anything. I'm just tired of seeing him. I don't know why.
Yeah. What? Because you don't like Game of Thrones, The Mandalorian, The Last of Us. He was in Wonder Woman 1984. He was in some movie with Nicolas Cage recently. Yeah.
He was in that second, not James Bond, but the British people. He had the whip, and it was bad.
Oh, yeah, he was in the Kingsman. Yep, Kingsman 2. Yeah, bad guy in that.
He was in. That was a terrible movie.
I wouldn't say terrible, but not as good. I agree. Yeah, he's in man of many franchises.
Yeah. Yes.
Are you saying he's overexposed?
Yeah.
With everything I just said? Okay, got it. I agree. He is overexposed. I also think he's old and shouldn't be Reed Richards. I think he's a little too old, but I think he's a good actor, so probably would be good.
It depends on what version they're going with Fantastic Four, but yeah, if they're younger version, then yeah.
Most likely they're going to have Vanessa Kirby as Sue Storm, who you would know her because she was in the Mission Impossible. She was the blonde lady in Mission Impossible. Their Contact, which I do not like that choice. And also she's like 35 and he's like 50. So it would be weird to me. Them being together. But they, they asked other people and they've turned it down because they want too much money. Adam Driver, Jake Gyllenhaal, they turned it down because they want too much money. Same thing. Margot Robbie and Emma Stone were asked. Sue Storm, too much money. They wanted too much money. But if they want this to be good, I think they should pay the good actors the money so they can have a good, not the third choice. I
see what you're saying. I mean, I guess for that one lady, it's kind of a break for her. So
I know,
she's
but
gotta make it her own.
But like the movie last 2 times hasn't been that good. I don't know. Maybe alternate will make the movie good. I don't know. Also, I'm worried about who are they going to cast as the Thing and stuff, and there's other people in the Fantastic Four. So, but yeah. Anyway,
yeah, we'll find out soon enough.
All right. So you cared? Yes, probably by the end of the year. So you care a little bit about that. All right. Do you care about a new Karate Kid film? With Ralph Macchio returning, and also from the other Karate Kid movie, Jackie Chan returning as their characters respectively.
I mean, I like Cobra Kai. I'm assuming it's a Netflix thing.
I have no idea. I didn't check it that much.
Okay. I don't know.
But we have the Google machine and I can do that right now. So, Karate Kid. Yeah, so it would be Jackie Chan and from the reboot Karate Kid, and Ralph Macchio from the original Karate Kid. Let's see. Yeah. I don't know who this director is. Will premiere December 13th, 2024. Plot details under wraps. But Daniel LaRusso will be back, and Mr. Han is his character from the reboot one. Yeah, they're doing the final season of Cobra Kai is coming out at the end of the year, I think. Not sure if Cobra Kai will factor into this or not. Oh, they want young. They're gonna get it. They're gonna do a casting search to find a new lead to be the Karate Kid. And submit acting tapes. Sony, because they're the ones that own the rights. So it looks like it's going to be a movie in theaters.
Oh. Yeah, I'd rather it be Cobra Kai. So.
Yeah, well, we don't know if Cobra Kai will factor in or not. But none of those people that producing and directing and everything are from Cobra Kai. So probably not. I don't know. Weird. But Ralph Macchio's like, I'll take the paycheck. All right. So Andrew sort of cares about that. How about Jason Bourne 6? Do you care?
Do it. Yeah.
Okay.
We need a redemption after that last one.
You mean after the last one and then the one before that? Bourne Legacy? With Matt Damon?
The one that had Matt Damon return in it is really bad.
Jason Bourne?
Yeah.
What's that called?
Okay. And then the one before that had
Jeremy Renner.
That one actually wasn't bad. So I mean, it wasn't like it wasn't as good as the first three, but
yeah.
It was interesting enough, I feel like.
So the movie's in development. They have a director. He directed last year's remake of All Quiet on the Western Front, the German one. And that was a pretty well made movie. I don't know if it was particularly like super interesting, but I don't know. It didn't work out last time. And they brought back the guy who had made two of the Bourne trilogy movies. So who knows? And Matt Damon has been approached to star again, but there's no confirmation he's returning.
They need a really good script, especially if you bring him back. And that last one was not it. So
yeah, we'll see. I'm not going to keep my hopes up because they haven't made a good one since Ultimatum. But we'll see. Okay, so you care about that one. Now these are like all sequels basically. Creed 4 in development. Michael B. Jordan will direct. Do you care?
Nope, stop making them. They're not that good.
All right. I would watch another one. Movie was good. Third one was good. Second was good. First one's good. So, yeah, I'd watch it. I think you should have gotten Ryan Coogler to come back, but All right. So last week there was this movie Coyote versus Acme, which is a Warner Brothers movie based on the Looney Tunes character. It got shelved for tax purposes because Warner Brothers needs money because they're hemorrhaging money. And then the people who made it said the movie is great, and people that test screenings happened for it. People said it was great, like one of the best Warner Brothers movies in a long time. But they just shelved it because they need money. So that was a big problem. And then Warner Brothers was going to get legal action, possibly looking into it. The a congressman was like, I think this is unlawful what you're doing, taking tax credits. And they're like, okay, you can shop this movie to other people who made this movie. Do you care about that story?
No.
Well, that movies will get to be seen, it looks like, and they'll probably make their money back, at least from making it. So that's good. Also, The Bike Riders, which we watched a trailer for a couple weeks ago, also was taken off. It was the one where like Tom Hardy and the guy who played Elvis, they're like in a motorcycle gang or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that was also shelved, or like at least taken off the date. And now they're shopping it around, because it looks.
Man, it must be really desperate.
I don't think it looked very good, so probably it makes sense in my mind. But yeah, do you care about that?
No.
All right. Now, this one I know you'll actually care about. Dave Filoni is now the chief creative officer of Lucasfilm.
Oh, it's about time.
All right. So, not a new head of Lucasfilm. Kathleen Kennedy remains on top of there, but all creative stuff will go to him for plot and stuff. Probably to, I don't know, be all on one page when they make things for Star Wars instead of just good luck.
What?
I know, weird. Having a story and having a beginning, middle, and end, and having a plan.
That's weird.
An outline.
I don't want that.
Yeah. I like flying from the seat of my pants and reshooting 8 times. That's more fun.
Yeah.
I will say, they gave us Rogue One, and I did like that movie. But that's besides the point. You also get Solo and other things. And you know what? Actually, Solo wasn't bad. Just the trilogy, I didn't, wasn't a fan.
Just a thing they really needed to nail and completely butchered.
Yeah. Force Awakens did make like $2 billion or something close to that, but it wasn't great.
That was all of the hype from the original.
Oh, yeah.
It had nothing to do with it.
And they completely ruined it. Anyway, but yeah, so Dave Filoni, my only problem is I don't think his stuff particularly does that well. His Star Wars created things that he does. It has an audience, but it's not big enough. So I'm a little worried about that, but
who would do it other than him? Who else do they have?
Well, I like Jon Favreau.
He can't even finish writing Mandalorian for some reason.
Mandalorian did well though, but
not the last season. But yeah, they have no idea what to do with the character.
Oh well, they're just putting him on the bench, so they did what they could because he's going to be on the bench until their Filoni movie. That sounds fine. I don't know.
I think it's a good choice. I think it should have been made a while ago, but
yeah. I agree.
Somebody needed to be there, whether it was Favreau or Filoni. Like this needed to happen a long time ago.
Yeah, I think she can do business stuff, and he can work on creative.
Honestly, I don't know how she wasn't fired. She should not have her job.
Oh, I don't know. Maybe being like friends with Spielberg and George Lucas is the reason why she's still where she is. That's the only reason she got the job in the first place.
Yeah, I don't know, but she was
like a production assistant for them when, doing like Indiana Jones and Star Wars and stuff, and worked her way up to being the head of the company. So it's actually pretty crazy, her story. But yeah, I think her time has reached its end as well. How people at Marvel got fired and stuff, but she just maintains is crazy. But, Amy Pascal made some really bad Spider-Man movies, but she's still in charge of anything Spider-Man related as producer. Huh. So, I think maybe Backlash, they don't want to look bad, maybe getting rid of a lady. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know.
Okay. Just politics stuff.
I don't know. Well, we don't know for sure. I don't know for sure. I don't know why. Maybe she has some nudie photos of people or something. I don't know. But she maintains being the head of Lucasfilm. All right. So that was Does Andrew Care? And he doesn't care that much, really. He cares about a select few things, of course. But yeah. All right. So let's talk about the movie of the week, shall we? Or you got something else?
No. I'm good.
All right. Excellent. So today, thankfully, Andrew has written this out for me, so I remember what the title is. It is The Hunger Games, The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. This is a prequel to the successful movie franchise, The Hunger Games, that starred Jennifer Lawrence. And she starred as Katniss, and I know that because they alluded to her endlessly in this movie, because they wanted to say, don't you remember this thing that you liked? Because this is not that thing. It's something different. I go into things, trying to be like, try to not have any biases or whatever. If I go into something, I'll probably, and I know I'll probably like it. I usually try to go like, all right, I know you'll probably like it, but like still temper your energy going into it. Now, full disclosure, we weren't even planning on talking about this movie, but Andrew couldn't see the movie that I wanted to see, which was a really good movie called The Holdovers. I would give that as my number one movie of the year. So right now, I give it like a 9. So we could talk about that some other time, but and you should check out that movie. Anyway, so we're talking about this movie. I did not like this movie. It's entirely too long, and I don't like The Hunger Games from the get-go. My audience was primarily teenage girls, and they were, I kid you not, on the edge of their seat for most of this movie. They were like, oh my God, this is crazy. And then, oh, they kissed. Oh, and they were like, some girls were like,
I went to
crying.
The Logan Theater
yeah,
this time, and I went at night. So there was actually people there, and just like you said, there was a ton of teenage girls.
Yeah.
I mean, this is clearly teenage bait kind of movie. And yeah, when they kissed, it was like,
the amount of times I rolled my eyes at this movie was crazy. I'm surprised my eyeballs are still in my head, and didn't roll out of my head, because I will say it looked very nice and it was well shot, but it was so disjointed and the pacing was so weird. There was almost jump scares at certain points, for me anyway. I guess I saw it in the Cine Capri, so it was very loud. So when a loud sound happened, and there were sudden loud sounds in this movie, it was like, whoa, for me anyway.
I guess that's just for you, because I didn't have any jump scares. So.
Well, there was like things that happened suddenly, bombs going off, which I wasn't expecting, and things like that. It just caught me off guard and stuff. Yeah. I don't know how to really talk about this movie without talking about spoilers, but this is a prequel to the Hunger Games movies with Jennifer Lawrence, and it focuses on the main antagonist from those movies, who becomes President Snow. His name's like, I don't know, Coriolanus or something. I don't know. They kept saying his name, and all I heard was anus every time. Some coriander anus Snow.
Yeah.
And how he became who he was, and I didn't really care. So yeah,
snow always falls on top.
falls on top. And that we will definitely talk about how stupid some of these characters are. And like they do things that are stupid, and then but then also the people that like catch them are also stupid, but they're smart at random points. Um, and and I don't I I saw the first Hunger Games with you, probably in the very theater that you watched it in today. Because we saw a midnight premiere in back in the day, and I remember people were very excited, packed theater. I back in the day, I just watched movies just to enjoy the content. That was the first time I walked out of a movie going, did not like that movie, and I was very critical of that movie, and I never watched another one. So there was things that I recognized from the other one. As like the song cues and things like that. But I was like, I'm sure that means something to somebody, but that person isn't me. For me, I'm at a 5 with this movie, because it was well made, but I don't really care for the subject matter. It was kind of it's like a downer, and I don't, there's like 8 messages of this movie, has to impart, but it's like, I don't like the package that it comes in. So yeah, I'm like at a 5 for this one. What about you?
Well, I've seen all of the Hunger Games. I honestly couldn't tell you what happens in the last 2. I literally don't remember. They're fighting a civil war or something.
Sure.
That being said, I went into this with very low expectations because I'm also not really a fan. I like the first one. I think it was fine enough, but this franchise just has like a rabid fan base, and that's why it keeps getting more, because it sells. I thought this movie was better than what I expected. I'm at least giving it a 6 out of 10. I do think it was, I think it's because I had low expectations going in. I was like, okay, that wasn't the worst thing I ever seen. There's still some things where it's just like, why did that character do that and this and everything? But I still think it's at least a 6 out of 10. I can easily see people saying it's higher than that. But they're a little blinded. They have their Hunger Games goggles on. But I mean, I would say the same, like the Harry Potter fans, your Twilight fans, the Maze Runner thing. These are all the same kinds of fans here.
The thing is like Harry Potter, the world is at least interestingly crafted, and like there's a lot of good characters, but there's how many movies is there? 8 movies, right? Because there's 7 books in this last one. This is what, the 5th one, 6th one?
This will be the 5th one. Or maybe
really?
the Hunger Games have
there was a part 1 and part 2. Yeah, so this is the 6th one.
Oh, gosh, I want 5 of them.
Yeah, but Harry Potter is much better in like it. I don't know. I think it can appeal to anybody. This it's like he's got his shirt off all the time, but he's like a weird, frail looking pasty guy. I don't know but so was the guy from Twilight. So
that's what, for whatever reason, the teenage girls like.
And her the character that Rachel Zegler plays is very, I feel like her character is so weirdly like she's like, I'm just a down home girl, but then I'm also I'm like also like this revolutionary thing. It was like they not connecting like the two main characteristics of her. And it was just like, okay. And she sings, and obviously we got the girl who can sing. Rachel Zegler is a very good singer. But I don't know. It's like, it was like, she's just, because they wanted to have a strong female character, just like the original Hunger Games. But then she's like, but now I'm going to sing my country folk song. And I was like, okay. I don't know. None of this really worked for me. People were like cartoonish in this. Viola Davis is a great actress. And some of her stuff was really good. And then some of her stuff is just like so goofy. But so was Elizabeth Banks in the Hunger Games. So the original ones. So I don't know. The only person I liked is Peter Dinklage, because Peter Dinklage is just doing his Peter Dinklage thing, which is be good. And then Jason Schwartzman is the host. Great, because he knows exactly what he's doing, and he's just doing it for show, and he just wants to get the ratings and be a good host. Perfect choice, perfect casting. He does a good job. But all these people are gray area, mostly, I don't know. It's just, I don't know. I don't love it. I don't like the Hunger Games, the premise of the Hunger Games to begin with, the kids killing each other. And it's like for like tween girls is weird to me. I don't know. I don't understand what the connection is, why people like it so much. I don't know. It's weird. Yeah.
I'm with you. I don't understand it either, but I can tell you that this movie hit with fans.
Yeah. It's not for me, but I don't understand why it's for anybody. You know what I mean? So I just don't get it. And there's 3 parts to this movie. And I thought after the second part, it was almost over. And then I looked at my phone and there was like 45 minutes left. And I was like, oh my God, there's another 3rd part. No. It's like, I want to go home. Yeah. And then the 3rd part was just so weird and rushed, and just a bunch of stuff thrown in. I was like, we just went through the whole Hunger Games and there's still like a whole nother movie left, I feel like. It was too long and it was paced weird. And we can get into spoilers, but I don't think I'm going to have much different to say. But we can get into spoilers, unless you have anything else non-spoiler to talk about.
No. Yeah, no.
Okay. So from what I know, he is not a good person. Later, obviously, he's like the guy who keeps the Hunger Games going. So, obviously not a good person. And I don't know what he does in the other movies, or whatever.
He's a bad guy. Yeah.
Okay, great. I haven't seen the other one, so you'd have to enlighten me. But, yeah, but we're like rooting for him the whole time. I feel like until like the very end, where he's just like, okay, I'm going to completely be just like a really just bad guy and sell out my friends and all that stuff. It's like,
yeah.
I
will say the last act was kind of rushed, so the transformation feels pretty fast.
Yeah, Coriolanus Snow.
You definitely do want to be rooting for him at the beginning because he's trying to help the girl or whatever. I don't know. I feel like the character has too much of a 180 on his personality, where he's like trying to help people, and then he kind of feels like he has no other way of doing it or something, even though there's definitely other things he could have done.
And also, like, is he like gay? because like I felt like they were kind of like teasing that with that other guy, but then he like loves this girl, but then does he love the girl? I don't understand.
I mean, I never thought he was gay.
Well, I thought the guy who is, wants to do good, I thought he was gay. Like at least he seemed like that to me. Um, and
Maybe I don't no
I don't
idea.
know. They were like friend, like because I don't know. It was just
They
weird.
kept making it seem like they were friends, and then almost every time they're like not friends, and then they are friends, and then he just tries to do what's best for him, and then that kind of helps his friend out. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, it was weird because there's these characters that I'm like, oh no, we're gonna probably watch them all die. Like obviously we know who's gonna win. It's the girl on the front of the poster. So like I was like, here's these people that are sick and you know whatever, and you're gonna watch them all die. And it's like, okay,
I mean, this is for think of a Harry Potter, but this is your Fantastic Beasts. This is your prequel.
okay. So bad then, I guess, because nobody likes those like Fantastic Beasts. That's dead.
The fan base liked Fantastic Beasts,
Okay,
and
I'll
the
have to
fan
take your
base
word for
loved
it.
this movie regardless.
Well, I liked Harry Potter, and I didn't like Fantastic Beasts. But I guess I'm not the fan base. I guess I'm just
You're
a
just
fan.
a casual dude watching movies,
That's
okay?
true. That's true. And I haven't gone back to Harry Potter other than like the early ones, so that's true. Maybe not. I don't know.
These people read all of the books. It's like Star Wars fans, like who will watch all of the Star Wars stuff no matter what. Like they're
Yeah,
gonna like the thing, and there's always gonna be new teenagers to fall in love with the new guy taking his shirt off.
yeah,
So
that's true. Um, all right. So let me talk about how some of these characters are really stupid. So he Peter Dinklage's character knows that he gave her arsenic and she put it into water and made that girl die. Um, and he comes to wake him up at the end of the movie and be like, I'm back, I'm awesome. And he just leaves these vials of this drink that this guy loves. And he's just like, you know what, I'm gonna drink it. And then he dies. And I was like, wouldn't you, if you're so smart and you know all this, you know what, you have spies everywhere, but you're just gonna drink this drink from this dude that just dropped it in front of you. It's just so and then he dies. It's like, okay.
I don't know if this is true or not. I kind of felt like he knew and he was just ready to die and he felt defeated.
Oh,
I
God.
don't know if that's the case. I spoke with it to Laura. She says he wouldn't have known, but whatever.
Okay, yeah, but yeah. He's like, and is like, I tried, I came up with the thing when I was drunk, and then your your father took it and turned it in or whatever. See, you mirror your father just like earlier when that girl tried to steal it from you or whatever. It's like, eh. Um, so so yeah, so the guy tries to get away with plotting treason in front of a guy who definitely betrays people all the time. So why would you say this whole plan to him? Like obviously he's going to betray you. You're working on this so diligently for so long, and then you're going to like blather to this guy who's definitely out for himself. Clearly. It's that guy's stupid. Um, and then at the end when they go to the cabin and he finds the guns, and then she just like disappears. Like I don't even
Yeah.
understand what happened there. Like, does he shoot her? Was
I
he
mean, I feel like they're going to make more of these. That's why she had to just disappear.
Also, he got bit by a snake, so was he hallucinating?
Maybe.
Because some snakes have like hallucinogenic stuff, venom. So
It could be. Maybe she was never even there. Yeah.
I don't know about that. But I don't know. Yeah, it was, but yeah, the whole third part was weird. I don't know. All these things were just like, just to they moved the plot along, the snake thing, and it was like, I don't know. I think they just worked really hard to get this title as a part of it. Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. They called her a songbird, and there was a songbird, and then there was real snakes, and he was also a snake. He
was literally singing.
Yeah.
In a snakes.
Yeah, songbirds and snakes. It's like, okay. I don't know. It's just like nothing is clever. It's all just very, they go into the arena and he looks over and he sees a bow and arrow and it's like, hey, Katniss used a bow and arrow. Bow and arrow, bow and arrow. It's like, oh, yeah, remember that? Yes, we know that. That's why we're here. Like, obviously, we remember she used a bow and arrow. And it's like, oh, thank you for this plant. Some people call it the whatever's potato, but its real name is Katniss. And he's like, shut up. Stop talking about Katniss.
I understand that it's not very clever, but it's the same thing when, you're like in that one TV show of the Marvels where with Scarlet Witch, where they were like, oh, this means that they showed this thing for 5 seconds. Let's dive into the lore and how it's the devil guy. It's the same kind of thing, even though I will say it's not done as well. It's just preying on the nostalgia of the fans. It's all it is.
I would say if you're calling back to something good, it's different, but also, some people think that is good. So I guess
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It just seems overused to you because you don't like it.
But it's not even like, it wasn't even like a subtle wink. It's like, here's a bow and arrow. Like, you know what I mean? It's just not. Yeah, I don't know. I just think it's goofy.
I said it's not done as well.
Yeah,
I said that.
I don't know. I thought this movie was fine. You got anything about anybody specific?
Her accent was annoying and bad.
Oh yeah. Hey y'all, we're gonna sing now.
No one else had an accent.
I agree. Yeah.
But why did she have one?
Maybe
it was said in the books or something. Maybe she had an accent.
Those other people, weird country hippie kids that she was with, I think they had an accent. Maybe the little girl had an accent.
I didn't notice.
Yeah,
I just found it really annoying.
They were just barely in it. Yeah.
She would be in the accent sometimes, and then sometimes she wouldn't be in the accent. I don't know. It was annoying.
Yeah. I liked going to the zoo a couple times. Yeah. And then there's like a family. He has a family, and the girl was just like, I'm here. And then the grandma's like, I'm a bigot. They're poor and sucky. It's like, yeah, that was one of the times I just rolled my eyes. It's just like, yes, I get it. You used to be rich and they're poor and you don't like them, even though you're also poor and the hypocrite. It's like, yeah, we got it. I don't know. Just like there wasn't that many likable characters. And then I feel like a lot of the likable characters were just like goofy and there or underdeveloped.
Daniel, I'm not a fan of this movie. I feel like I'm defending it for the fans for some reason.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not a fan. I didn't think it was that great of a movie, but I'm pretty sure, I don't know how well the movie's doing money-wise, but just based off the reaction of the people in the movie, I'm pretty sure we're gonna get another one. So,
I don't know about that. I don't know how much money they're making or whatever. But yeah, I can't tell you for sure. All I know is I hope there's something else to talk about when that movie comes out, because once again, I saw the first one and I'm not interested to see it anymore. So yeah. Yep.
okay. Well,
Oh. Before we go, this is not about the movie, but before I saw the movie, I was really early because I had nothing. I didn't have anything to fill my time before, so I went in early. I saw this commercial before, and it was like a lawyer thing, and then they were saying like weird young colloquialisms like yeet and stuff. And then it showed like kids in a theater on their phones, like giggling and typing stuff to each other. And then it was a lady in a flight attendant outfit being like, "You're not the star of the movie, so turn off your cell phone." And it was a Southwest ad. What was that commercial? It was so random. I was so confused. I was like, what's the joke of the commercial? I don't even understand. I was like,
I've never seen the commercial. I don't have an answer for you.
But it was like, turn off your phone during the movie. I was like, why is that about Southwest, like an airline? And how did those even things connect to each other? I was so confused. Sorry, I watched this movie and no one was reacting because I don't think anyone was paying attention but me, because I guess I had nothing else to do. But I was like, this is so weird and random. And like, who thought of this idea for a commercial? I don't know. And then I was like, does it make me want to fly on Southwest now? Like, I was so confused. Anyway, that's what happened when I went today. And I usually
Clearly, Southwest invested in the theater or something, and they had to do an ad, and that was all they could come up with.
I guess so. Someone really was not lack of sleep or something. I don't know what the deal was. But it was super, super weird. But yeah, I usually come in like 2 minutes before the movie starts because I see all the trailers and, everything before. But I got there really early and I saw all the crappy commercials and I was so confused. So anyway, work harder, Southwest.
All right. Well, on that note, we will see you guys on the next one.
See you later.